Plants vs Zombies, a classic that I played growing up. Every plant has some sort of unique ability, and some are not so special. So today, I'll be ranking every single type of plant inside of Plants vs Zombies in order from worst to best. Except for the plants on screen right now, because they're too niche to be compared to the other plants. Well, I've changed my mind now, since I'm going to speed rank them all at the end. Starting in the bottom of F tier, we have Cactus, because I find its gimmick cool, but it's just completely outclassed by Blover, since Cactus is more expensive than it. And Blover also covers every single lane. And as a regular attacking plant, it's just a slightly overpriced pea shooter. We have the Hypnoshroom, which is a plant with a fairly cool gimmick of hypnotizing zombies. Too bad it sucks, because it's a bit too overpriced and only can insta-kill a single zombie. It's also outclassed by Squash, who is cheaper and can insta-kill more zombies. Starting off the D tier, we have the Split Pea, a plant with basically one purpose only, which is to shoot behind. It's not that great offensively, since it's basically just a pea shooter, but defensively it performs alright, killing any minor zombies that come behind it, since at the back of its head is a repeater effectively. It's just that I'd rather use alternatives such as insta-kills or even Magnet Shroom. Repeater is a fun plant to use, but it kinda sucks. First of all, we have to talk about one of its most iconic traits. When you plant this thing on the top or bottom lane, that third head does nothing. Well, obviously you're not supposed to place it there, but it's still really annoying. Secondly, the price. For the price of 325 Sun, there are just so many better alternatives you can use. But I have to say, using this thing with Torchwood is kind of fun though. Just seeing all the peas get set on fire is satisfying. Up next, we have Cabbage Pult, a solid plant in the roof levels of the game, but apart from that, there's literally no point in using the cabbage. The first plant you unlock, the pea shooter, isn't meant to be a powerhouse, and so it quickly gets outclassed by other plants after you start to unlock more of them. Sea Shroom is kinda like Puff Shroom, but in water and just not as good, since it has the slowest recharge known to man. But hey, at least it's free, so you can get some sort of defense early on. Starting off the C tier, we have Chomper, which isn't as bad as people say it is, at least for me, because I plant more sunflowers than your average Joe. I think this should honestly be ranked higher, but we'll just leave it here. The main benefit of Chomper is that its seed packet recharge time is quick. However, the sun cost and eating recharge are quite bad. However, as a person who plants a large amount of sunflowers, I find Chomper pretty easy to use. In addition, it can eat a whole Zomboni, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but that's pretty impressive. Colonel Pult is up next, which has the ability to have a chance to stun zombies by buttering them up. Its drawback is that its base attack is really weak, but it's pretty clear that you're supposed to use multiple plants alongside this thing, since by itself it does not have the firepower to kill a horde of zombies. Walnut is up next, and honestly, I've never really used the nuts, but it's a cheap, solid defensive plant that will hold back zombies for a very long time. Up next is the Tangle Kelp, which is pretty good at killing the snorkel and dolphin zombies. However, it is pretty annoying when it doesn't grab the right zombie, so you have to wait for its slow recharge. We have Walnut's bigger brother, the Tall Nut, which is basically a walnut, but better. Plus it has the benefit of not being able to be jumped over by the pole vaulter and dolphin zombies. However, it can be quite expensive to use, costing 125 Sun, which is double of walnuts. But getting a full row of these can be so satisfying, because you know the zombies aren't going to break through. Snow Pea costs 175 Sun and applies the chill effect onto zombies. Apart from that, it's just a regular pea shooter. Ice Shroom is up next because of its ability to freeze the entire lawn. It has the low cost of 75 sun, but this plant is just so mid. Is it even worth using this plant over an insta-kill plant? Probably not. I'm not saying it's a bad plant. It's just I'd rather use something else than this. Starting off the B tier, we have the Scaredy Shroom. The problem is that people don't use the Scaredy Shroom the right way. You should be putting Scaredy Shroom all the way at the back of the defense, since you won't get its hiding debuff from the zombies walking too close to it. And if you somehow let the zombies walk all the way to the back of your defense, you've probably fucked up somewhere, and that's not Scaredy Shroom's fault. Plus it's cheap, costing 25 sun, and it has a fast recharge and has more range than all the other shrooms, making this perfect for night levels. Sure, I might be glazing Scaredy Shroom a bit, but it's because you guys aren't using him correctly. But then again, this plant gets outclassed by Puff Shroom. But I swear that's not Scaredy Shroom's fault, because Puff Shroom is absolutely unbalanced in every way possible. Fume Shroom is an extremely cheap plant that costs 75 sun, with a fast recharge time, piercing damage, which means it can shoot through multiple zombies. To compensate this, Fume Shroom has a limited range, which means it can't shoot as far. However, that doesn't stop Fume Shroom from killing hordes of zombies easily. Up next, we have the Garlic, which can be a pretty fun plant to use if the zombies aren't able to insta-kill it. You can use this plant alongside other plants such as Gloom Shroom and Spike Rock or Spikeweed in order to put the zombies into as much pain and suffering as possible. Next we have Spikeweed, a decent plant that cannot get eaten by zombies and can be useful for dealing with zombonis. However, I'd rather use Squash for that, but if for some reason you don't have Squash, this can be a good alternative. Or you could always use Chomper to deal with the zombonis, because it's funny. Magnet Shroom is up next, the plant with the ability to take any metallic object off of a zombie. This means that Magnet Shroom has the ability to take a bunch of effective HP away from the zombies immediately. Plus it's able to take the miner's pickaxe, forcing it to come out of the ground, nullify the Jack-in-the-Box zombie by taking its box, and also nullify the pogo stick zombie. And that's just a few examples. Potato Mine is a great plant for killing the zombies in the early game while stalling for sun. It's extremely cheap, costing only 25 sun, and doesn't really have any downsides apart from its recharge time. Starting off the A tier, we have Repeater. Repeater overall is a great attacking plant. With its ability to shoot 2 pieces at once, you can't really go wrong with its firepower. Cherry Bomb can insta-kill zombies in a 3x3 area. This can be especially effective against a large group of zombies that you want to kill as quickly as possible. This can honestly be swapped places with the next plant on the list. Jalapeno is up next, which can insta-kill an entire lane of zombies, which can be pretty clutch if you need to kill an imp and a Garg at the same time. It can also get rid of the annoying zomboni trail if it manages to get onto the lawn. We have Gatling Pea up next, which can absolutely melt any zombies coming into its way. Combine this with Torchwood, the zombies die extremely quickly. Torchwood doubles the power of any peas passing through it, except for Snow Pea, because Snow Pea's peas passing through Torchwood will cancel the chilling effect on zombies. Using this thing with something like a Gatling Pea is a sure way to melt down the zombies. However, it is fairly pricey, costing 175 sun, which makes it pretty hard to get onto the lawn. But real Gigachads use Torchwood for lighting up the fog. Spike Rock is just a better and faster Spikeweed with a stupidly large amount of lives. I don't know what else to say. Up next we have Melon Pulp. Honestly, I don't really use this thing too often, but I do acknowledge the massive damage and its 3x3 area of splash damage it has. Usually I just upgrade this thing to the Wintermelon straight away. Starfruit can be a strong plant if you just spam a lot of them, which results in the zombies getting absolutely annihilated. This plant is also extremely cheap, 125 sun to be exact. for the ability to shoot in 5 directions. However, the angles it shoots at can be quite weird to get used to. But once you know how to use this thing, it will shred through the zombies. Last but not least, we have the Cattail, an extremely satisfying plant to use. It fires at the same speed as Repeater, targeting the closest zombie. It also covers all 6 lanes, which is something not many plants can do. It also can deal with balloon zombies, which is also something not many plants can do. Starting off the S tier, we have Doomshroom. This guy is effectively a nuke, which can one-shot basically anything on the screen. It also has this cool little purple cloud explosion which says Doom, which is cool, I guess. Up next we have the Pumpkin, which is like a walnut, but you can place it on top of an attacking plant, which basically means you can protect your attackers more effectively while also saving space. The only downside is the long cooldown. Squash is a plant that squashes multiple zombies. No shit, Sherlock. It can kill multiple zombies at once. It's cheap and overall a great plant. Cob Cannon is a multi-use insta-kill plant, which can kill any zombie that's in the selected 3x3 area. If you somehow manage to get like 4 of these guys, you can basically be invincible. Next we have the Puffshroom. You can stall infinitely with this guy, because of its fast recharge alongside it being a free plant, which makes this plant extremely spammable. And honestly, I can't really argue against its power, so that's why it's in S tier. But I won't put it in the #1 spot, because sacrificing the innocent lives of Puffshroom just feels scummy to me. But don't you see who the real monster is? It's you. I know you've sacrificed thousands of these little guys. Don't you just feel bad for the little dude? He looks like a great guy. Up next, we have the guy who looks like he's been through some shit. Anyways, Gloomshroom is a pretty broken plant. It does piercing damage first of all, and does so in a 3x3 area around it, dealing a rapid amount of damage per second. Combine this guy with a pumpkin, and this guy will torment the zombies. Wintermelon is like Melonpult but blue, which is sick, but that's not all, since it can chill the zombies in a 3x3 area alongside its Melonpult-like damage. The chilling effect can effectively give other attackers more time to deal more damage to the zombies. Anyways, these are my rankings, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Oh wait a second, we have to do the speed rankings, I almost forgot. Blover, A tier, can blow away balloon zombies and fog. Coffee Bean, A tier. Using shrooms in the day is OP. Flowerpot, S tier. This plant is essential if you want to play the roof levels of the game. Gold Magnet, F tier. The only use is for money farms, and the same fate applies to Marigold. Gravebuster, B tier. Useful for digging out any annoying graves. Imitator, S tier, can transform into any plant. Lilypad, S tier, opens up more space in pool levels. Plantain, C tier, takes space while Blover doesn't. Sunflower, A tier, produces sun. Twin Sunflower, A tier, produce more sun while saving space. Sunshroom, B tier, produces less sun than Sunflower at first, but it's cheaper. Umbrella Leaf, A tier, gives immunity to bungee and catapult zombies to nearby plants. Here on my channel, we should respect other people's opinions. And as always, have a wonderful day.